Hey guys, I'm just gonna shoot this really quick. It's most likely going up this week as opposed to what I wanted to shoot, which I don't have the information to shoot yet. So what I'm looking at is Duo has been open for 2 weeks and they only have the trainers and the dogs back. The staff is still working remotely. And depending on what their situation is, they may be working remotely for a while. And what I'm trying to figure out is where are they at now? What are they doing with the information I gave them while they were still on lockdown? I need to actually get a hold of the actual client manager, who I have not been able to get a hold of since everybody came back from furlough, and I'm like I left her a phone message, and I don't know if the email that I sent to the other lady who was taking her emails got to her. So I'm like trying to figure that out. As soon as I have more information, I'm gonna do another update video and go from there. So the main reason I wanted to shoot a video was because I kind of had an interesting experience last week. And I meant to shoot this as soon as last weekend, but I never got around to it because my power went out between Monday and Tuesday because we had a humongous storm blow through here. And so my power was out for like half a day. And even though I still had my phone, I didn't really have access to anything else because my computer died, and that was the end of that. As soon as my computer was dead, I couldn't really do anything. And so I was waiting for my power to come back on so I could charge everything. And that's the problem with relying on technology, is when the batteries are dead, they're dead. So that was kind of what held up me shooting something last week, because I was then, once my power was back on, playing catch up for the rest of the week. And so I was doing that. And so I never got a chance to actually shoot the little bit I wanted to shoot. So anyway, it was cool because I saw a service dog in training at church last week. And I hardly ever I can count on one hand the number of times I have seen service dogs training or otherwise out in public. And I'm not so unversed in service dog etiquette that I'm gonna run up to a handler or a trainer and start asking questions. I mean, if the dog's in training and this lady had stayed around, I would have gone up to her and asked her a few things. But she obviously wanted to get out of there before the crowd came through and all that, which I can understand. And this dog, I think, was still in its first stage of training. It wasn't in the second stage of training yet, because it was still getting like food treats. And instead of being just verbally rewarded, because this dog was from PGI, which is the only service dog agency in the area. And so they use food treats, unlike Duo, who uses different rewards for their dogs. They use initially when they're training the dogs, they use food, and then by the time the client is paired with them, they're no longer using food as a reward. and they tell us to rarely use food as a reward, just because the dog gets distracted and then all they're doing is looking at you for food. And it's labs, so they're like these labs are like these little garbage machines. They'll eat anything. Especially if you happen to be my mom's dog, who literally will eat anything and has a stomach of cast iron because he's never gotten sick from anything. So, but yeah, so it was just kind of interesting seeing a service dog, even if it's one in training, because I think this dog was maybe only 15 months, which is a little past the time the handlers would have them. I'm actually surprised this dog isn't in the prison system yet, because they're taken, it might have just started training, or it's just a very big dog. Who knows? It's hard to say what stage, but I was guessing this dog was still in stage 1 of training, and getting used to being out in public, because it was popping up every 5 minutes, which dogs that aren't used to being on a long down stay, they do that. I've had pets that have done that, and I have had a service dog do that. So, I mean, we'll see. So that's kind of my update, and this video is already getting way longer than I planned. My other concern as of where I am right now, after I get things going with Duo again, is introducing my service dog to Trip. Since their personalities are like night and day, I don't want any of Trip's bad habits, and trust me, he has several, to rub off on my dog and ruin all the hard work everybody's put into the dog. So I tend to be very careful with that, but I don't want to like get so wound up about that. It makes me nervous, which also will rub off on the dog wrong. So, I mean, I still have a lot of stuff I have to figure out, even though I'm like ready to go. Hopefully, knock on wood, I will hear back from Duo this week, and I will figure out kind of where they're at. And then I will move forward from there and kind of get a timetable of when I can go back down there. I'm hoping I'm not going back down there in December, because if I am, I'm going to be mad, because then I have to deal with training the dog and getting the dog adjusted in snow and bad weather, which I didn't really want to do in the first place. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but it's not the best of situations. So until that gets going, I probably won't post another video unless something cool happens, and that's that. So until the next one, this is Service Dog Diaries, signing off.